Howdy friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Abby. This is Type 9 Studio, where I help you start and grow your Etsy shop into a small business. I've been a full-time seller on Etsy for 2 years. So in case this is the first time that you've seen one of my shop review videos, I do offer shop reviews. They are for sale in my Ko-Fi shop. I will talk about that more toward the end. I don't want to take up a lot of time here at the beginning. And if you want a shop review, you absolutely do not have to give me permission to use it in a video. The shop we're going to be looking at today is Inspired Imagination by Tina. I'm sitting really far away from my computer. Hopefully I can read what it says. So the first thing I look at is the first impression of the shop, of course, like the banner, logo, the shop name, the title here. So right away the first thing we see is this big banner, and you definitely want to have a banner in your shop if it adds value to what you're selling. So don't have like some random photo up there that has nothing to do or like doesn't really tell what you sell, but there's a photo of a book, and it does explain illustration, stationery, and handcrafted designs. So that is perfect, serves its purpose. I'm not a graphic designer myself. I'm sure an actual graphic designer might have more to say about it, but I don't. So I think it's good. So this title, this is not like extremely important. So when you go to Google, if somebody types in your username, like your shop name, or they search, like maybe if somebody searches illustrations, Etsy, they might come up with this because this is part of the Google, like the site title for like Google SEO. So you want this to explain what you sell and also kind of give an idea of the vibe of your shop. So this, you want it to be short and sweet. If it's too long, it's going to get cut off, like if you search it in the Google. And then there is the announcement. So I'd look at the announcement and other sections of the shop as well. So the announcement, she has her mailing list, which is awesome. I definitely suggest to have a mailing list. I have a whole video about that. I'll link that below. And the announcement, I would use that to give a little bit more detail because people may not scroll all the way down to like the about section. So you want to put like your current processing time, your, like if you have any sales going on, but you want to have the announcement filled out, like have something there, because Etsy actually looks at that for the search ranking. So if you don't have like your announcement or your about section, your shop story, policies, FAQs, all that stuff filled out, you actually will rank lower in the search because of that, because your shop is not like completed. I'm gonna just skip all this, scroll all the way down. Then I always look for this next. So she does have the photos and video somewhere. There it is. You want this to be something catchy and to catch people's attention, and this gives you a great opportunity to connect with your customers, to show them that you're a real person and to relate to them in some way, and kind of explain how your products make them feel, how it makes you feel, the reasoning, like the why behind your brand. So she did a pretty good job of that. I had just a few notes on this. And then down here is where you can link your social media, and she has a link to her email list here as well. I wish it would let you customize this because it just, no matter what link you put there, it says shop blog. And then the policies and FAQs, everything are filled out there, which is great. And something that a lot of people skip is this privacy policy. You actually are legally required to have that if you sell in the EU. So I would definitely suggest to fill that out. They have one there that you can like copy and paste and just put in your information instead of their generic one. Okay, next let's move on to the photos. So to look at the photos, I do not click on every single listing. That would take way too much time and also would inflate their views, so I'm not going to do that. So I click on 3 to 4 depending on how many different types of things they sell, just to kind of get an idea. And like one listing may be completely different than another one, so if I just click on one, it's not really going to help either. So this one listing, I'm just looking at the photos for now. So this is a motivational quote set. These are not digital downloads, they are physical products. So I think that's all 10, if not close to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's 10 on that one. I think all the rest of them as well. So one of the main things that I noted about the photos was the lack of a video. If you don't spend a lot of time looking at Etsy shops like I do, most people don't, you may not even notice this, but it looks to me like these would be digital downloads because they are digital mock-ups, which basically means this is not a real photo of those prints. It is a digital, like, you know, Photoshop basically. So somebody else may not notice that, but to me, like if I was looking to buy this, I would be kind of hesitant because I would think that it's a digital product, but then also it has shipping information on here, so that kind of gives me an idea. But I think it is better to show them in real lighting and have like a video of it like in your hand. And she also has like planner notebook things. You want to like see the size of those and like, you know, just have it in your hands, because customers want to see themselves using a product, and it's kind of hard to see yourself using it if it's just a digital mock-up. And then also on a few of them I said, where are they? So these, like these greeting cards, from here I can't definitely not see it, but even like if I was actually close to my computer, it was kind of hard to read the captions on these, so I would try to like zoom in a little bit on those, because like the combination of that really thin script font and it being zoomed out, it's like I literally could not read those. Either zoom in or try to like orient the photo in a different way. Like these are all cohesive, which is awesome. Like all the photos look the same, but it's just hard to see. And I know it's really hard, like in this situation, to see, like have a picture of a vertical photo in horizontal format. So just however you can manage to do that, especially if the thing has small text on it, because like if I'm buying a greeting card, I want to know what it says. Then let's talk about the listings. So she has 50 right now, which is a good start. She only opened in September. So that was, well, it's March now. So like 7 months ago, which 50 is pretty good for that time period for a new shop. And these categories, some of them have like 1 or 2. I would try to avoid that, but since this is a pretty new shop, it's not that big of a deal. But you just want to kind of have more than one, because like if I click on this, there's only one thing for me to look at here. So you want to have like, I don't know, fill up like part of this page at least, like maybe 8 to 12 in each thing would be like ideal. But if you only have a few, that's not that big of a deal. But if you only ever plan on having a few in each category, then maybe try to combine them somehow. Okay, now on to the titles and tags. So, well, titles first, I guess. So I actually do use the paid version of eRank. I tell you guys, you don't need it because you don't, but this makes it so much easier for me to do these reviews because I can see all of the tags, all the title and everything just all in one place. Well, I always say to use long titles, but make them not too complicated or like there's a bunch of stuff just crammed in there. So I think that she is walking a fine line between too much in the title and like it being long enough. So like for this one, the budget planner pad, expenses and bills tracker, monthly financial worksheet, spending notepad, money and savings organizer, budget tool. I mentioned this for both the titles and the tags in this situation, but you want to be careful of using keywords that are potentially irrelevant to your search term or your product, because if somebody searches for something that's not relevant and they click on it, realize it's not what they wanted, they leave, and then that hurts your conversion rate. Then in turn, Etsy thinks that's a bad product or you've labeled it wrong because people don't want to buy it. And as an example, I put, I think, was it this one or a different one? But some of the, like this right here, the tags, the paycheck, bills, banking, and counting, those are not things that somebody would search for. Like they're words that are relevant to that product because it's a budget planner, but nobody is going to be typing in paycheck, bills or banking, accounting. You want your tags and your keywords to be actual things that people are going to search for. But this is actually, I mentioned this in her review as well, but I usually see the opposite problem. Like most of the time people will put tags that are so big that it would be impossible for them to be found. But in this situation, a lot of these tags are like very, very small, like almost too small that nobody's searching for. So just kind of like have a balance there. But it is really good that she used all long tail keywords. Like there's none that are single words and they're all filled out. Looks like she's using all 13. So if you are trying to come up with title and tags, the first thing that you need to do is come up with one long tail keyword. So the, like basically just what this item actually is. Like if you had to, like if you're going to sell this in a store, you need to put packaging on it. What is the words that you're going to put as like the main thing on the packaging for this product? So like this budget planner would be budget planner pad. I would think that would be pretty, pretty indicative of what it is. So you want to put that very first in your title as well as in your tags and in the first sentence of your description. So those are the 3 places that Etsy's search engine is going to look for when coming up with the search ranking, and the more closely matched you are to that search term, the higher it's going to be. And then plus your quality score and all that stuff too, but SEO helps to get it there. And then I always suggest to put your shop name as one of the tags, because Etsy for some reason does not show your shop in the search. Like if somebody were to type in Inspired X Imagination, the shop doesn't come up because it is not in Etsy search as a search term, because it doesn't exist on the site, because it doesn't look at shop names. So if you have your shop name as one of the tags, then that tells Etsy that that is a search term, and then it will start showing the products with that tag in the search for that shop name, and then it will show you products. That's really hard to explain sometimes. All right, then we'll look at the descriptions. So actually, descriptions play a pretty big factor in your conversions. It's not the be-all end-all of converting into a sale, but it is very helpful. So I went to the ones that I opened up previously to look at those descriptions, and it looks like she has the same description, like copy and pasted, and just changed the details, which I do, but there are a few things that I would definitely add to the descriptions to help a little bit. So the first thing you want is a descriptive sentence about the actual product. So for this one specifically, she actually has it in there, but a few of them I saw did not. Yeah, so this one was just like about the shop, so you want to have that a little bit later on. But the first thing that needs to be in there is a descriptive sentence with your main keyword or your focus keyword that you're trying to triplicate in your title, tags, and description. And don't like just shove all the keywords in there. You just want to have like one, two at the most, like focus keywords for this listing. And just have it like somewhere naturally flowing in a sentence instead of just writing the actual keyword. And why I say that is because if somebody does find this listing on Google, or in the, like when Etsy does the offsite ads and it shows up on like somebody's Facebook or Instagram, then it will have that first sentence, like, or part of that first sentence, however much fits on the page. You want it to explain what the product is, because they may not be able to tell just from the photo. So that's why it needs to be like a sentence that's descriptive and that will catch somebody's attention. So the bullet points here on some of these are a bit too long. Like you want it to be easy to skim, and I try to put headings. So I'll say like details, and then I'll put bullet points of like what it's made of, what size it is, and that kind of stuff. And then I'll put care instructions, and then I'll have like my stuff is fabric, so it's washable, so I put how to wash it. And like some of hers, she has like the stickers, she has instructions for how to use them properly and, you know, get the best results. So I would put care instructions next, and then I would put information about shipping. So people may not know how shipping works on Etsy, so you want to put like, once I receive your order, I will ship within, either you can put the amount of days, or you can point them to this little handy dandy thing right here. Like orders are shipping within the estimated time frame below, and then that will signify for them to look here, because it does show you exactly you know, when it's supposed to be there. And then with that I put packaging, so like if it comes in a box or a mailer or whatever else that could come packaged in, and then put that it includes tracking, especially if you ship internationally. You like, it's normal for us in the US to have tracking on everything, but it is not normal anywhere else, so you want to specify that you have that. And then at that point, after you have the shipping information, I would put like an elevator pitch about the shop, like just here's who I am and what my shop does, like just like this, what do I see? I'll put this line here, something related, like where she says the Inspired X Imagination Stationery line includes a curated collection of resources and tools designed to, redefine productivity and cultivate the value of self-care. So that is a great elevator pitch sentence. I would put that kind of towards the end, like if they're that interested in it, then they'll see it, but this is kind of taking up space right there. And then you do want to have links back to your shop. So this is very important for conversions. So you want to link to the section that the item came from. So for this one, I would put like more, what does she have, more art print? Yeah, so like for this one, for this motivational quote set, I would put a link back to the art prints section, or wherever this came from, whatever section it came from. Just don't link to other individual products, because if a product sells out, then that link will break and it'll be a new link when you renew it. So just link to the shop section. A lot of people are confused about how to do that. So if you go to your main shop, so like this is her shop right here, and if I wanted to link to this daily planner section, just click on it and then copy and paste this URL. That's it. All you have to do, just do this with your own shop in whatever section. And she does have a mailing list and a link to that, so I would keep this here. One of the last things that I talk about is the shipping. So shipping should be fast. but reasonable for you to do. So don't make it so fast that you can't get orders out in time, but don't give yourself like too much room, because then people might not want to buy if it's going to take so long. So it looks like 1 to 3 days, which is ideal. Most people can't do 1 day. That's like almost impossible. So she does have a lot of reviews that mention that as well, that her shipping is really fast. So that is really good. And you can see that she has free shipping on everything, which so I wouldn't suggest to do that. If you want to and it's worked into your pricing, then go for it, but that does not encourage people to buy more. So the reason that Etsy wants you to have the free shipping over $35 is because the average product price on Etsy is less than $35. So by having the free shipping threshold to be at $35, that encourages people to buy more, because people would rather pay $35 and free shipping versus $30 and $5 shipping. But through her stats, I did see that her average order volume was less than $35. So by having the free shipping threshold that high, that's going to raise the average order price up a little bit. Just the concern there is that, you know, the order value is lower, and that may be eating into the profit on some of these if it's not worked into your pricing. So like if somebody buys this notepad for only $10, and shipping on a notepad like that is probably about $3.75 right now in the US, maybe $4 or more if it's like to somewhere like really, really far away from you in the US. And that is a big chunk of the sale. So you want people to buy more than that. So my final thoughts for Tina's shop: the shop just as a whole looks really, really cohesive, which is awesome. It looks like she's going for that boutique feel, which has definitely been achieved with the cohesive like colors and themes of like the wood tones and the like script font and everything. And stationery and stuff like that is a really good niche to get into because it is consumable, so people are very likely to need to repurchase it, especially like the planners, the daily planners. If somebody likes it, they're going to use them all eventually and they will want to buy more. And then having that video of the actual product like being held in hers or somebody else's hands would be really helpful as well, so people can see like just kind of what it looks like, visualize it in real life. So awesome job, Tina. Thanks for letting me use your shop in a review. And if you want to get a review, here's how you can do it. So if you go to my Ko-Fi page, ko-fi.com/type9studio, I have a link in the description as well. If you go to the main page, click on this shop and then the Etsy shop review, and that is where you will be able to purchase the listing for the shop review. Then once you click this buy now, it's going to take you to a Google form. So this is what the form looks like. So you'll be redirected to this after you purchase the review. And this is what it will look like. It will redirect you to this link for this Google form when you purchase the review. So I ask for your email, your shop link, your name and pronouns. When did you open your shop? How many sales do you typically get? How many sales do you typically get? Your experience with Etsy, your goals, your analytics. You can add these screenshots there. Permission to use your shop review in a video, and any questions or comments that you have. Then once you submit your answers, I will get that sent to my email, and Ko-Fi will notify me that you bought something, and I will go in and look at your answers, look at your shop, and then I will make a PDF. I have like a whole template, like kind of like a scoring rubric like from school, but I don't really give you a score. I just give you like notes on things. And there is way more detail than I gave in this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments and let me know if you have any other suggestions for future videos or anything specific that you want to see in these review videos. I have a whole playlist of these reviews that I've done so far, so I'll leave that linked in the description, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.